G'day gang, Dan here, how you going? Back in the Elder Scrolls Online. We need to keep on going towards Blood Run Cave. We're here, of course, in the latest expansion, Blackwood. Just finished up at these ruins. So we'll continue making our way. It was raining like 5 seconds ago, which started like 5 seconds before that. That was a quick shower. A knife, some candles, and a big old rock. Something's not quite right. Looks like some sort of cavern over there. Oh, a little campsite. What's going on over here? Got some fishies over there. I need your help. To whomever reads this, I, Tumon, am in desperate need of help. You see, I lost something precious to me. Something I love dearly. It was my own fault. I looked away for but a moment and, well, the details don't matter. What matters is that there are those out there who wish to hurt my precious. To hunt her down and take her as a trophy. I can't let that happen. I need these vile hunters dealt with. I promise a great reward. Find the 3 listed below and eliminate them. Then return to this camp. A new message will be waiting for you. Please, don't ask any questions. Trust me. These hunters are evil to the core. Fjaldar the vicious, last seen in the hills around Leowin. Varsha the wicked, last seen in the swamps near Gideon. Bingham the quick, last seen in the bogs surrounding stone wastes. Interesting. How about I just pick your lock instead and take whatever's in that chest? Right. So, around Gideon, around Leowin, and another place in the swamps. Alright, well I guess if we run into these folks, we shall have to have a little talk. I think that's a way shrine over there. Whoops. This way shrine will be able to taste the Gideon, which is a little bit closer to where we need to be. Author's assistant wanted. Farik Gemain, what's your deal, mate?
Again?
What do you mean again?
Look, I've got just as much right to stand here as anyone else. If those scantily clad Dibellites want me to leave, you tell them to come out here and say it to my face.
Dibellites? What are you talking about?
You're not one of their sanctified bullies? That's a relief. Call me Farik. I came to Gideon to clear my family's name, but the loose-robed fanatics in the Dibellasium want to run me off. Started with dirty looks. Now I'm getting threats.
Why exactly are the Dibella worshippers trying to get rid of you?
They think my Grana Cerise murdered their high priest decades ago. It's not true, and I mean to set the record straight. Might take a little snooping around, but the evidence is here. I know it. Want to lend a hand? Don't have much, but I can pay.
Sure, I'll help with your investigation.
Thanks for the help. Not easy for Gemains to make friends around here. The Dibellites use that manse in the center of town as their Dibellasium. Sort of a consecrated love nest. There's proof of Grana's innocence in Gideon, we'll find it there.
Tell me more about this murder.
Like I said, the victim was one of the Dibellites' high priests, a woman named Rolaine. This was 60 years ago, mind, but my grandfather tells me the locals worshipped the ground she walked on. Thought she was a prophet, or something near to it.
And the people blamed your grandmother for her death?
Aye. My Grana Cerise was Rolaine's flower bearer. Followed her everywhere she went. When a heap of treasure went missing and Rolaine vanished, Grana was the prime suspect. No one could prove it, of course, since they never found her.
Your grandmother disappeared?
Like wood smoke in a windstorm, and without breathing a word to my Grandpa Lier. Way Grandpa tells it, neither of them would so much as visit the Lou without telling the other where they were headed. But the locals wouldn't listen.
What happened to your grandfather?
These damned zealots rallied half the city, gathered up torches and shovels and ran him and my father out of town with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Even outside of Gideon, the rumors followed him. We haven't had a moment's peace since.
Well, you said you're not from around here. Where did you travel from?
Bravo. Took an awful long time, what with the Three Banners War and all. But I made it, and I'm not leaving till I settle this once and for all.
Is it that important? Why come all this way to solve a 60-year-old crime?
Might have happened yesterday for all these people care. Nobody holds a grudge like an Imperial. If your name is Jermaine, you're lower than dirt in their eyes. I just had a son a couple years back, and he's already catching it on the chin. He's 2.
So you think clearing Cerise's name will earn you an apology?
An apology? I'm not that naive. I'm a carpenter by trade. I'll settle for people not hiding my tools and splitting my sawhorses 6 times a month. It's about respect. To oblivion with the rest.
Do you have any evidence your grandmother was innocent?
Well, not exactly. For now, I can say I have good reason to think there's more to the story. I'll know more once we look around their makeshift Temple of Dibella, and I'll feel much better about doing that having you with me.
Okay. Let's get this started. Escort Farah Germain. Germain? Author's assistant wanted. Oh, they got postings all over the city.
What do you want?
So, this is the Dibellasium. Just what I expected. Look at this place. These Dibellites fancy themselves free-spirited bards blown by the wind. But they've got enough gold to make Zenithar blush. Doesn't matter. This is where we'll find our answers.
What do you imagine we'll find here after all these years?
I don't know yet. I just know we have to look. Take this. It's a rare bit of magic called a memory stone. Grandma Cerise gave it to Grandpa Lier the night before she supposedly murdered Priestess Rolaine and fled. Maybe it'll show us something.
What's a memory stone?
I'm a carpenter, not a mage. But according to this dark elf I showed it to, the mushroom wizards up in Morrowind used them to store their memories. The catch is, you have to stand where the memories occurred to wake up the magic in the stone.
So, you believe that if this memory stone holds memories made here, it will activate?
Aye, that's the hope. I know we face long odds on this. Magic stones and lost memories sound like storybook nonsense, but it's really all I've got to go on. How about we start our search on the ground floor?
Can you give me the details of the crime again?
Like I said, the victim was one of the Dibellites' high priests, a woman named Rolaine. This was 60 years ago, mind, but my grandfather tells me the locals worshipped the ground she walked on. Thought she was a prophet, or something near to it.
Something's making a noise. Explore the ground floor.
Look! The stone flashed! Did you see it? Try to use it. Something's happening. Is that...
How many ways can there be?
It's a memory! Who is that? Horus Mercy! By the 8, what was that? A murder? Someone recorded a murder in that stone? Why would anyone do that? Wait, could this be related to the disappearances Grandpa Lier told me about?
Disappearances?
Aye. Way Grandpa Lier tells it. In the weeks before Rolaine vanished, a handful of novitiates went missing. None of them were popular enough to raise an outcry. People said they must have just left, trying to get out from under Rolaine's shadow.
You said your grandmother was Rolaine's assistant. Did she know these novitiates?
Grana Cerise helped all the novitiates. Cleaning linens, tending to flowers, arranging sheet music. She knew everyone. These people probably would have pinned the disappearances on her too. The story took a dark turn after Rolane's murder.
Dark turn? What do you mean?
The Dibellites decided it must have been a conspiracy. The missing novitiates were all in on the plot. Now we see the truth of it. Can't be sure, but whoever murdered those novitiates might have murdered Rolane too. We should keep investigating.
Alright, let's see if the stone resonates anywhere else in the Dibellasium.
Another flash. Try the stone now. Not another one. Please preserve me. It's so real. There's no doubt. Someone murdered the novitiates here and stored the memories in this stone. That's why Grana Cerise gave the stone to Grandpa. She knew something. She was hunting the murderer. I guess we should search the top floor. God's help us.
Varric, how do you know your grandmother isn't the murderer?
She had an alibi. Grandpa Lier said they were on holiday during the first 2 disappearances. They visited the Topal Bay every mid-year. Plenty of witnesses. It wasn't her. I'm sure of it. It's our killer again. What's he doing? Gods, what is that? Magic? Did you see those gestures? Can you repeat them? Mara's mercy!
Phantom door.
Where in Oblivion's name did that door come from? Was it here this whole time? 60 years, and no one notices a scary portal to God's know where is tucked away in a corner? Should we? Yes, we should go through. You first, though.
Oh, naturally. Naturally. Alright, through the phantom door we go.
Skeletons! Are those the murdered novitiates? I think I might...
Come on, dude.
Come on, Fair. Keep it together.
Keep it together, buddy. Some rose herbal tea. Might soothe that. Crude map. A rough hand-drawn map with an X located in the marshes east of Gideon. Ledger of Souls. Fellow members of the Waking Flame. I have acquired 3 new souls for the Ideal Masters. Alas, I have exhausted my supply of black soul gems. I will need to acquire more gems if our relationship with the Ideal Masters is to bear fruit. For bookkeeping purposes, I have acquired the following souls: Novitiate Clara, Astia, Ariel, Edgard. Even now, rumors of the Novitiates' perfidy are circulating through Gideon. The souls I acquired were dissatisfied with their lives and removed coins from the Dibellasium's treasury. A simple deception, but the ignorant citizens of Gideon will swallow it quite easily. The harvest will continue, you have my word, for the Waking Flame. Perfidy. Never said that before.
Find anything?
Yeah, perfidy, what is that?
What have you got there? A letter? Here, let me have a look at it. Oh, and can I have my stone back? I think I've had my fill of grisly memories for now.
Sure, it looks like a ledger.
Clara, Ariel, Edgard. Yes, these were the novitiates. This should bring their families some closure, at least. It wasn't enough that the murderer killed the novitiates. She had to steal their souls, too? How would someone even do that?
The person who wrote the ledger mentioned black soul gems?
Huh. I've heard of soul gems before, but not black soul gems. I thought mages just used them on rabbits and goblins and such. These black ones can suck up the souls of men and mer? It preserve us. The ledger said the killer traded them, right?
Yes, or they intended to a group of mages called the Ideal Masters.
Never heard of them. But then again, honest carpenters like me don't do much business with soul-stealing wizards. It's all academic anyway. There's no way of knowing if the trade even took place. Unless that map you found contains a clue.
Well, it points to a location in the swamps far east of Gideon.
I never told you how Priestess Rowlane died, did I? She left to visit Leowyn in her carriage, along with her flower bearer Cerise, my grandmother. They never arrived. Maybe this map shows where they went. Let's see where it leads, eh?
If no one ever recovered Priestess Rowlane's body, how was your grandmother convicted of a murder?
Grandpa said there'd been talk about how Grana Cerise and the other junior priestesses of Dibella were greedy. When news came that Priestess Rowlane had been murdered, none questioned they'd killed her. Instead, they burned Grandpa Lierre's home.
They had no one to blame for the murder and needed a scapegoat.
I don't see how it could be anything else. Sadly, I imagine the angry people who burned down our home and chased Grandpa Lierre away are dead now, so they're beyond justice. Yet we can still clear my grandmother's name. We must, for Grandpa Lierre.
Who are these Ideal Masters?
You're asking me? I figured you'd know. Whoever they are, I guess they like souls? The ledger said that the killer was bringing black soul gems to trade for a reward of some sort. Maybe they're part of the Waking Flame cult the killer mentioned?
Perhaps. I've never heard of the Waking Flame cult. Yes, I have.
I wouldn't expect you to know about them. How many local cults are you familiar with? You seem so calm about all of this. So, these Waking Flame folks are still around? If our killer was one of them, that means they've been in Gideon for decades.
Maybe they're the ones that stirred up the threats against you, to keep you off the scent.
By the 8, I hope not. I can't imagine how horrifying it would be to die, but not die. To be trapped forever in one of those black soul gems. Just thinking about it makes me feel like I want to vomit. I'm so glad I have you to protect me.
It's interesting, because we've had stuff to do with the Waking Flame already. In the prologue. And even the dungeon DLC, I think. Pretty sure.
My time is precious.
Maybe we're just playing dumb. Get all the info. I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you extra information then. Cool. Maybe that's what it is. It's all a play. Alright, so we've got to find that lost carriage now. Looks like it's just outside. Just outside this way. Gotta go up and around. Got a heavy sack over here. Some good stuff in there every now and then. Well worth looting. There's a cabin over there. Nothing here though. Saying that the... Oh, there it is.
Look, there in the water. Could that be it? See what you can find.
Where are you going? Going for a little run. Even caked with muck, this ring is stunning. The hoop featured jeweled flowers encircling a woman's face. A trio of muddy black soul gems.
I'm afraid to ask, but I've got to.
I found this
Find.
I found this ring on the skeleton's finger. Do you recognize it?
Let me see. Yes. I've seen that seal too many times. See the flowers encircling the face? It's a symbol of Dibella. This is a High Priestess's signet ring. It can't be a coincidence. That skeleton is Priestess Rolain. We found her.
I also found black soul gems in the chest. 3 of them.
So Priestess Rolain was transporting those? Why? Did Grana Cerise know about it? They left town together and vanished together. My grandmother's skeleton isn't here, so... By the 8. Could Priestess Rolain be the killer?
If she's the killer, why is she dead and why is your grandmother missing?
Do you think... No, it couldn't have been Grana. She wasn't in Gideon when the novitiates were killed. The priestess had access to the treasury, had the ear of the people. It all makes sense, except how she died. We just... Wait. Look there.
What?
You should say hello, right? I'm right behind you.
Approach the ghost? Hey, you're not even coming over here. Nice and easy. Oh, we scared the ghost. Ah, she's going into the cabin. Ah, another skeleton. Cerise's farewell note. Yeah, love of my life. I pray you find this one day. It seems I will never return to Gideon. Priestess Rolain mortally wounded me, and our carriage went off a cliff into the lake. It sunk out of sight, taking her chest and that treacherous priestess tangled in the reins along with it. It also left me with a broken leg. I'm afraid this is the end for me. Rolain struck me with some sort of spell. I can feel it gnawing away at me, but people must know the truth. So, my dearest, this is both a testimony and a farewell. I hope you will forgive me. I recently learned that Priestess Rolain and half the constables in Gideon are part of a secretive cult called the Waking Flame. Rolain has been murdering people and stealing their souls, perhaps for years now. She even keeps memories of the murders in an ensorcelled stone so she can relive her sick game whenever she pleases. She was deranged, Lier, and many of the novitiates paid the price for her madness. Last night, I learned Rolain planned to trade the souls she captured to a group of necromancers called the Ideal Masters. I had hoped to find some other way to stop her, but I had to act quickly. The novitiates were our friends, and there simply wasn't time to do this any other way. I'm sorry I didn't tell you what I learned, but I was afraid they'd come after you. Now that Priestess Rolain is dead, I want you to bring the memory stone and this sworn testimony to Constabulary in Leowin. We must expose the Waking Flame before they murder anyone else. I love you so much. We'll see each other again one day, my love. Dibella bless you. Your loving wife, Cerise. Can't search you. Because I can't click on you. Oh, there we go. Muddy cameo. Despite years of neglect, the face on this cameo remains quite beautiful.
That's Grana Cerise, isn't it? She's been here in this cave all this time. Sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm sure uncovering murderous cults and meeting your grandmother's ghost is run-of-the-mill fodder for you. But for me, this is a bit much to take. I guess there was something to those dreams after all.
Dreams? What dreams?
I know. I should have told you from the start, but I didn't want to scare you off thinking I was crazy or something. It started a month or so ago. A ghostly young woman rouses me from my bed every night and stares at me. Like she wants something.
And you think it's your grandmother?
I know it is. She just stared us both in the face and guided us to her remains, right? But what now? She put an end to Rollaine's plot, but no one will believe me. The Germains will keep getting stepped on. They'll say I faked the whole thing.
Maybe I could deliver the news to someone other than the Dibellites. Dibellites?
That might actually work. Keshu the Black Fin and her Argonians couldn't give two croaks about Dibella and her flock. Keshu's war mage, Fire from Nowhere, knows local history. He might just listen. Grana Cerise gave us the proof. Let's use it.
Alright, let's go speak with Fire from Nowhere then. Back in the old Gideons. Not the safest way to get back to Gideon, but surely the quickest.
No sign? Good. Carry on. Son's greetings, Biko. Your friend's eyes seem gray with worry. What troubles you both?
This is Farik Germain. We've been investigating the murder of Priestess Rollaine.
Rollaine. Ah, yes, the prophet woman these smooth skins mourn. She's been dead for a very long time, but still they cry. It is very strange. But that is the Imperial way, I guess. What did you discover? Something to quiet their hearts, I hope.
I have evidence that proves Priestess Rollaine was a necromancer and serial killer.
Well then, that is not what I expected you to say. If this is true, there will be a great wailing in the Dibellasium. Disbelief also. They curse the woman Cerise Germain, and all who hatch from her clutch. Your proof must be hard as stone.
It is. Cerise did kill Rollaine, but only to save others. Farik holds all the proof you'll need.
I can tell you speak the truth. In the name of Keshu, I claim the Breton Farik Germain as my charge. I place my hand upon the Hist and swear no harm will befall him here. And the truth of this will come to light no matter how grim.
Thank you, Captain. Farik?
Thank the Eight for Fire from Nowhere. And for you. I never could have accomplished this without your help. I can't believe it's over. These zealots will finally know the truth.
What will you do now?
I guess I'll stay in Gideon until we put this matter to rest for good. I want to see these people's faces when they come to terms with what really happened. Then, it's back to Bravo in my woodshop. Sooner the better. Thanks, hero. For everything. If I didn't trust Keshu and her Argonians to protect me, I'd flee right now. I'm sure there are plenty of people in Gideon who will want me dead for what I know. But I'm staying. Grana Cerise was a hero, and I won't let her down.
How are you feeling, now that you know the truth?
Relieved? Honestly, I started all this to get the people of Cyrodiil off my family's back, and to get a full night's sleep. Not exactly selfish, but not a righteous crusade either, you know? But now that I know what Grana went through...
It's more personal?
Aye, and sadder. But we sorted it right. Spirits at rest, remains recovered, souls returned. I hope. This is as happy an ending as we could hope for, given the circumstances. Just makes me damn glad I'm a carpenter and not a full-time adventurer.